Boring videos are killing on YouTube right now. And if you don't do this, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. So in this video, I want to talk about why it's super important, and you probably haven't heard that before. So let's get into it. Now that AI has gone into the market, you see all those crazy videos that come up and you can't really tell if they're AI or not. But what you can tell is that they are super highly edited, they're crazy, they're all sorts of different things, and they're also super monotone, and they don't have any mistakes in them. But on YouTube, it's a lot different. When you're making raw content, when you're making boring content, you mess up. You say you stumble on your words, you do all sorts of different mistakes that just make you a human being. And that's super appealing on YouTube, because if you don't do this, then people will think it's AI. And if it's not, you'll get replaced by AI because it's just doing a better job. But creating a better human connection is what's bringing you the most amount of views and possibly clients if you're trying to build a business out of YouTube, which I still have some free spots. I'm looking for 5 people, but I already have some spots that are gone. So make sure you click the first link if you want any help with YouTube. But back to the video. When you're making raw content, boring content, that's how you are in real life. That's how you connect with people. That's how you make friendships. You have good friends, and it's just by building a connection. I mean, if you're able to do that with YouTube by creating raw videos, that's what happens. Now, that doesn't mean you can't cut out some parts. When I look at my notes, I'll usually do that, but sometimes I'll just make a raw video and I'll just talk from start to finish, and then I'll cut the beginning and the end. This was a goal for a very long time, and I'm able to do that now. But if you're not yet able to do that, and I can help you with that, if you leave a comment in the description, I'll help you with that. I'll make a whole video about how I actually achieved doing that. But even if you don't, even if you go by blocks and you just talk what your mind is telling you to talk about, when you have a real idea of what you want to talk about and the points that you want to make, then it's super easy to make a YouTube video and make it super raw. And when you make super raw videos, people are drawn to you because they're not here for entertainment. They're here to get to know you, get to know what you have to offer, get to know what content you're making, and all of those things just make it 100 times easier if you just put it out and not edit that much. On top of that, you're going to gain so much time, and perfection is something that's unattainable. It's perfect. You can't be perfect. What you can do is be consistent, and that beats perfection every single time. If you want to be consistent and make videos that are just top notch, it's not going to happen, because the videos you'll probably spend 10 hours to make, you'll put out the video and it will get 10 views. I've seen some videos that are super raw, uncut, and get hundreds of thousands of views, if not millions of views. That's just because you build a connection and you're able to put out a video all the time. I'm putting out a video every single day this month. I usually do twice a week, but this month I'm doing one every single day. And it's impossible to do that if I were to script my videos super highly, where I had to make perfect videos where the editing would take me 10 hours. It's just impossible for me to do that. And still, I'm improving a lot more than if I were still doing 2 videos a week, or even less than that, maybe once a week. But so far it's been 2. So the more you practice, the better you'll be on camera. The more you don't worry about if your content is going to be boring, the more you don't worry about anything because you're putting out the next video anyways, then that's how you progress, and that's how you're able to make amazing videos after that. You still have to learn, the technical things, but the more you do, the better you'll be, and the better you'll build a connection, the faster you'll be able to put out some content, and that's what makes you 10 times better. and eventually get you way closer to perfection than you would if you were putting one video a week, even, or a month, if you were putting 10 hours on that video and expecting it to blow up. It just doesn't happen. That was 5 to 10 years ago. It doesn't happen anymore. People are sick of it. They want real people on YouTube, especially with the rise of AI. Now, you also don't need a full production team. That's something that a lot of YouTubers 5 to 10 years ago, and some people of that era still have that, but they would have a huge production team of filming, super big cameras, crazy like mics, and a whole team around it to script the videos, to edit the videos, to film the videos, to color grade the videos, and to have crazy description. All of that stuff just goes out the window if you just don't worry about it. And I've seen people not worry about it and get millions of views because they're not attached to that so much to make a perfect video. And the perfect video usually gets less views than the raw video that just talks like I'm talking right now. You can have more structure to it. You can be intentional about how you do the video, but it doesn't have to come out on camera as somebody that's reading out of a script. If I were like this, talking to you, you would see that I'm reading a script. Instead, I'm just looking at my notes from time to time. That's where I'll cut the camera off, or I'll, edit the video. But apart from that, I'm looking at you and telling you what I think of YouTube right now and how you can beat YouTube. It's not really beating YouTube, it's actually working with YouTube. A lot of people try to cheat the algorithm, or whatever you want to call it. Instead, it's working with the algorithm. What is the algorithm? People. If you're interesting to people and people connect with you, that's where you build an audience. If you want to build a business out of YouTube, that's how it happens also, because I've seen some people that have millions and millions of subscribers. Really millions of subscribers. They get a ton of views. Their videos are crazy edited and all that stuff. But the truth is they're making way less money than the people who maybe have 10,000 subscribers. Because the people that have 10,000 subscribers that are doing that correctly, they're just talking raw and you get a connection. And what do people buy from? They buy from people who have a connection with them, or they buy because they feel like they have a connection with the person who is selling a service or a product or something to their audience, and they'll be happy to pay that. On the other hand, if you have millions of subscribers and you have highly edited videos, some people can't sell a shirt on that because they don't have that connection with their audience. And that's what happens when you make boring, raw videos. The idea behind all of this is to not treat your whole content like something crazy that needs to be perfect. If you make it super raw, you're able to practice a lot more. That's what makes you a lot better on camera, and that's what really, really counts. The more reps you do, the better. The better your intros will be, the better your thumbnails will be, the better your titles will be, just because your mind starts to work with YouTube and understand YouTube. And if you work 10 hours on a video, it's not going to be great. You can put all your effort into it. It probably won't be great unless you have a team, but even then, your audience won't connect with you. So remember that if you have any questions about YouTube, there's like a description on this video. There's a link in that description, and I'm just helping you just for some testimonials. Only looking for 5 people. There are some spots that are gone, so there's not five spots that are left, but you can just do that and I'll help you with YouTube. It's not a sales call, nothing like that. I'm just helping you as much as possible. Now, the problem you have now that you're creating the raw videos is that it doesn't really add any value unless you start to be confident on camera and speak like you should speak on YouTube. There's a specific way to talk on YouTube. If you don't do that, then it will like what I just talked about will be worthless. So that's why I made a video with 7 mistakes that you should not do on YouTube and how to correct them. So watch that video. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.